Welcome Sagittarius to your March reading. We have the cards taking us through the month with the second deck as the overlay, giving a bit more detail for each of the weeks. Then we have the card I pulled from your 2020 yearly reading from March, and for you Sagittarius it's the Chariot. So the other cards, you have the High Priestess paired with the Devil, the Nine of Rods with the Star, the Death with the Ten of Pentacles, and the Moon with the Seven of Rods. Let's have a look. This is an interesting bunch. Let me just see. Yes, okay. So now the Chariot is a card of forward momentum. It's about you starting to feel like you're moving in the right direction. There's a couple of things to point out with it. First of all, it is a card of success and victory. So what it's telling me is that as you move forward on your journey, you are starting to go in the right direction. Like your boat is pointed in the right direction, and there is success and victory down this road for you, Sagittarius. But the important thing to remember is that you want to just be really centered and grounded. It's very interesting that it's right next to the Devil card here, because sometimes with this, what they're asking you to do is not go too far into the negative or spiral one way or the other, to just have a very steady, deliberate course where you are very centered and grounded. And if I sort of bring in these two energies here, Sagittarius, they're also asking you to, as you go forward, you have to keep checking in with your higher self. You need to keep, so as you go forward a little bit, it's very easy to get off balance or off track. So keep coming and reminding yourself, who are you? What's important to you, Sagittarius? Why do you want to do this? What are your values? What are your priorities? Why are you here in this lifetime? What gifts can you share with the world? All of that good stuff. So keep coming back to that. And also try and avoid, and this is the Devil card, this is actually self-imposed limitations. This is when we get caught up in our self-sabotage. We get caught up in playing limiting beliefs or operating or behaving from a place of limiting beliefs and limiting patterns. So this is very interesting, because what it's saying for the whole of the month, just be really careful as you go forward, because for some of you, you've been through a hell of a journey, and, some of you are taking action in the right direction and things are starting to work. But the key is for you is to not go too much into the negative, try not to spiral down, and, come from a place that limits you and constrains and restricts you, and think about your uniqueness, your talent, your gifts, your greatness, your magnificence, which is the High Priestess. And in order to get into that energy, you do have to sometimes step back, take a moment, do something that gives you joy, Sagittarius, whether that's walking in nature, meditation, singing, cooking, doesn't really matter. Anything that gets you back to you will be the High Priestess energy. Now, we've got the Nine of Wands here, which is saying, look, with something, you're not quite there yet. You are on track. What you've been doing is really good. So don't, take heart, have faith, have belief and trust in yourself. But don't be swayed off your path. Persevere, keep on, this is like, do not give up, hold firm, stand firm, Sagittarius. Do not be swayed, do not be persuaded to do anything where you are less than yourself, okay? It's very easy when it's tough for us to pull back and for someone else to persuade us out of something, and we end up playing small again. That's not what it's about. This is holding firm, stand your ground, don't give up, persevere. It's paired with the Star card, which is your message to say, look, You've got to trust and believe in yourself, because you've got every reason to be hopeful and optimistic about whatever it is you are working on, you are changing. This is also a card that says go with the flow here. You've got another one here, Sagittarius. Surrender, let go, go with the flow. Something is unfolding for you behind the scenes. You don't have all of the answers yet. So just trust and surrender. I love the stars in this. You're being protected and guided by the angels, by the universe, by one consciousness. This is a card of protection. So you are being looked after. You're being held, you know, you're really being held, Sagittarius. So as you push forward, as you stand your ground, as you say, no, this is who I truly am, you are being looked after throughout this. This is all about major transformation, and this is the Death card. It's saying goodbye to the old so that you can create space for the new to come in, Sagittarius. And that's how we, you know, that's what we have to do. The universe doesn't like a vacuum or a void, so you have to clear away all of the old, whether that's relationships, whether that's ways of living, whether it's to do with your work life, you know, it could be anything. You have to clear out the dead, you have to clear out the old, and then you create the space and the universe can fill it with something amazing. Look at this, the Ten of Pentacles. This is the epitome of success in the material, physical world. This is things happening, achievement, you know, really being productive and effective. You've done the hard work, you've really put in the blood, sweat and tears, and this is like the reward, the fruits of your labour. And not only you benefiting from it, but other people around you, maybe even your community, maybe even society, the world. It's a very, very positive, successful card about achievement and you reaching a certain point. And this is what I think this is about. You have reached many different points of success in your journey. But it's really important, Sagittarius, you look back and you see how far you've come. I mean, how, you know, the journey that you've taken, what you've achieved, what you've endured, what sort of milestones you've reached, how different you are now. This is brilliant. So again, in March, the opportunity to let go of something so that you can achieve something even greater and even better. The moon, I have touched on this when I spoke about the star. This is about going with the flow, as we said. It can also be about intuition. We've said this with the High Priestess about getting back in touch with who you are, and that's listening to your higher wisdom. And here we've got intuition as well. So you've got to listen to that voice inside. It's really not about what other people say or tell you or want you to do. It's about what you want, Sagittarius. So this is about trusting that intuition, going with that intuition, realizing you don't have all of the answers yet. You don't have everything mapped out, Sagittarius. Be okay with that. Feel okay with that. And what it's telling me, this card, the Seven of Rods or Wands, is that sometimes you're not trusting that. As you move forward, you are wanting, you know, almost like a guarantee. I want a guarantee if I take this job that it's going to be all right. Or if I leave this job and set up on my own, it's going to be all right. Or if I go with this person and start a relationship with them, it's going to be all hunky-dory. You don't get that in life. We don't have all of the answers and everything mapped out. This is saying trust that process. And this is telling me that you, Sagittarius, are in a better position than you think you are. And this is the energy. The person is standing on this higher ground. They have the advantage. but there's something inside of them that's saying, oh, I've got to fight this, I'm not in a good place, this is not working, I'm not good enough, or whatever you're saying to yourself. This is saying you're actually in a better place than you think you are, Sagittarius. You're just not giving yourself credit for it. You're not recognizing it. You're not seeing it. So it would be really important for you to look back at how far you've come and what you've achieved and where you are, because it is absolutely incredible. And throughout all of this, Sagittarius, just a last message: you are being held. You are not abandoned by the universe, your angels and guides. You are being guided and protected and being held throughout this. I hope it's a really good month. Thank you so much for watching.